Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and this is going to be a general reading for September 2024. So before I do my reading for you, I have to tell you this really short story about the significance of the neon green dragonfly that you might have seen when you clicked on my video. And this was a picture that was sent to me from my daughter about 2 weeks ago. I looked at it and we exchanged a few words on it, and I'll get to those words in a minute, but I put it away and it was like, for some reason, it was like, I'm not looking at this. And I know better, and I think she knows that she sent it to me for a reason, because she knows that I'm interested in spiritual animals, and in particular ones that are kind of random and odd and show up out of nowhere. And I mean, I think you'll agree with me that this is an incredible picture. And so, my ego self would have said to me, it means nothing. It's meant for her. She's the one that spotted it. But the thing is here, she sent it to me. And I'm sure I was probably the only person she sent it to, because she knew I would have been interested in it. And so when I sat down to think about a reading for you the other night, the picture of that neon green dragonfly came to me, and I'm like, okay, that was the intuitive nudge that I got. I need to look at this picture again. And so I looked up, the first thing I did was I looked up our conversation that my daughter and I had on Messenger. The first thing she said to me was, look at this guy, I spotted him. And when I looked up the significance of the dragonfly as a spiritual animal, actually, what I did was I looked at the story of the dragonfly, and what it takes for them to get here on this earth, and before we can actually see them. And so they have this incredible metamorphosis, this incredible transformation of going from this water-dwelling nymph insect to this adult flying thing that we see around. And as an adult, they only last about 1 to 2 weeks typically, but they can last up to 6 to 8 weeks. So the fact that she spotted him was incredible. I have never seen a neon green dragonfly. And when you look at this picture, I mean, it looks fake. And that was my reaction. It looked fake. And I said, touch it. And because I thought it was like a kid that had stuck it to, a post or something. And to be honest with you, that was my belief. And it almost still is, because it looks so real. I mean, so fake. So much of it has, these pearly eyes, and the wings have like almost like this, it looks like it's gold plated or something. And the fact that it's neon green, I had to look up, Googled if there's such a thing as a neon green dragonfly. I mean, it's like this illusion. It looks fake, but it's real. And then when I asked her to touch it, her response was, ooh, no. And that was huge significance for me, because what is it about ourselves that we believe to be true, but it's a real illusion, because underneath it all, it's fake. And we're afraid to look at it, to dig it out and look at it and see, what is it about this that is not real? And so there was my reading for you. I was going to do a reading, and I'm going to call it Moving Beyond the Illusion. So the first thing I want to look at in your reading is, what false idea or belief about yourself that you need to become aware of. And you might not even know, because sometimes it has that, ooh, I don't want to look at it. Because, we walk around with masks and we believe that this is who we are. But when we start to dig at it, it's not really who we are. It's something usually that people told us about ourselves, and we've grown up to believe this is who we are. And so in the second part of the reading, I'm going to do some shadow work. And so I'm going to look at what shadow aspect is driving or impacting this illusion that you have about yourself. So it's going to dig up something from childhood that probably, you've learned about yourself and you continue to believe it. And so if you're not familiar with those two terms, shadow or shadow work, I'm going to leave a really good video that I've done on my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step to Shadow Work. And it's all about facing your own shadow. And I really walk you through how I have faced and continue to face my own shadow intensively so I can heal my own childhood trauma. And then in the last part of the reading, I'm going to look at, how can you begin to heal this shadow aspect that's coming up for you so that you can move beyond this illusion and heal yourself. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When I sat down and put together this reading, I said, well, you know what? This has something for me. She sent it to me 2 weeks ago. And so what I did was I had to look at, in the last 2 weeks, how have I been healing, or what do I need to look at that, what illusion of myself do I need to move beyond for personal growth? Because the color green is all about personal growth and healing and transformation. And sure enough, that's what I've been doing. And so I know that this had a lot to do with me and my own healing journey, of course. It always does when I do these readings. And so I hope that this has a lot to do with you, and you let me know below if you resonate with the reading that I'm going to do for you right now. So let's get started with your reading. In today's reading, we're going to be using the Animal Guides Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. And I thought that was apropos for what we've been doing with spirit animals here. And I'm going to clarify that with a Rider-Waite. And then I'm going to pull a spirit animal card for you from this deck right here. So right away, I'm going to start with the Animal Guides Tarot. And before I begin, I want to remind you that I have a discount going on for my personal readings if you're interested. And the link will be in the comments and in my description box below. And that'll take you to my website where I have a list of about 6 readings there that if you've been following me on this channel, I've done all those readings on this channel. And this reading in particular, Moving Beyond Illusion, will also be offered there for you. And the discount is 10%. That 10% will be there if you book before September 15th. I've extended my period for that discount. And yeah, if you've never had a personal reading done, it's a cool experience. I've had it done a couple times actually. So let's begin. Let's ask the tarot for one card for the false idea or belief that you have about yourself, Virgo, that definitely you need to become aware of. So one card here for Virgo for this false belief, definitely 14. The Temperance card, Balance, Zebra came out. The Temperance card has come out for you. And it's in reverse. And what about the shadow aspect, or that's driving or having a big impact on what's coming up here for you right now, this false belief that you have about yourself? So if we can have one card, and you have Renewal, which is the Judgment card. I love this with these raccoons. Some people hate raccoons, but they are cute animals, but they can do some damage. So you have the Judgment card here, Renewal. And finally, let's look at how can you begin to heal the shadow aspect. We're just going to start to heal it, right? So we're looking for some advice here in order for you to move beyond this. And there's too many there, so I'm going to just want one here. So let's start that again. So one card here. Here we go. The 7 of Air, which is the 7 of Wands, and it's the Magpie. The 7 of Wands, which is the Thief card. Okay. So I'm going to ask Tarot here. I've pre-shuffled these already, so I'm just going to ask for some clarity on this Temperance card, Balance, Temperance. And it wants to give me these 2 cards. You have the Page of Swords and the 3 cards here. The 4 of Wands in reverse. Those just came out. And the King of Pentacles. That was too easy. I've been having some difficulty getting some of these cards out, especially the last reading. All right, so can I have some clarification for the Judgment here? 2 to 3 cards. Clarification for Judgment. Now that I said it was too easy. Judgment cards. 2 to 3 cards here. Looks like it's given me a few. I'll take them. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The 5 of Wands. You got 5 here. The 6 of Cups in reverse. The 9 of Pentacles. And 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You got a little bit of a story there, so we'll just move this over for you. Try not to make this reading too long for you. And that's why I don't like getting too many cards, because I can talk forever. 7 of Swords here. 2 to 3 cards, please. See, when I said it was too easy, they gave me 5. King of Wands is here for you, and a couple more cards here. So we got the King of Wands as a 1 card, and 2 more here, please. The 7 of Swords. Oh, there's 1 flipped up here. So we got the Ace. Oh, I'm just going to take these 2. I'm not going to take this one. So I got the Ace of Wands and the Death card in reverse. All right, so we're going to start off by picking up this card right here. Don't think I know I have another 7 over here. This 7 of Pentacles right here in reverse, and that's going to be your overriding energy for this reading, Virgo. Now, where did I get this card from? Well, I did your yearly reading for you in January 2024, and all the readings are in my description box if you want to have a look. But I pulled 12 cards in that reading. And so I pulled your September card, and it was the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And so your energy for this month is in an upright position. This is a card of kind of realizing that, you know, this individual's hoed all these pentacles and spent a significant amount of their lifetime on, you know, on this particular job, maybe. Things, you know, maybe your health, because it can relate to your health. And they've just kind of realized that, you know, looking at this going, is this everything? Is there something else out there for me? Having that kind of feeling like, is this it? Is this life? Is that this all there is to it? But in reverse here. So there's a resistance to looking at that feeling that you're kind of, you know, is this it? Is this everything? Maybe you've kind of just given up and thought, well, maybe this is everything, you know? And so we'll see how that comes into play here in your reading. But we're going to start off now looking at what belief system here that needs to come into your awareness. Belief that you have about yourself. You start off with the Temperance card in reverse. And what is the Temperance card in reverse? Well, the Temperance speaks about finding, and they call it the balance card here. And I do like that term for it. So it's almost like finding balance in your life, especially if, you know, you're feeling like this, where it's, is this it? But you're trying to find a middle ground here. You're trying to get some balance in your life. And, you know, maybe your emotions are going all over the place. Maybe you're up and down with how you're feeling, but you know that you're kind of like, you know, that teeter-totter feeling where one day you're feeling like this, another day, and you kind of push that feeling down. Sometimes it'll come up and say, you know, is this all there is to life? And you're like, no, I'm not dealing with that. That, like, you know, and then you get on with your life, and then it comes up again. And so you're trying to find some kind of balance here, trying to find a middle ground with this, and trying to figure life out, really. You know, it's kind of, I guess, a simple way of saying it. You're just trying to figure out your own situation here. And so let's just get some clarifiers more on this. And, your first card is a Page of Swords. It's a page. And so we really have to pay attention to our pages. Pages are our inner children. And all of our inner children need healing. There's more than one inner child. I know mainstream psychology likes to say, well, we have one inner child. Well, I've been on this healing journey intensively for the last 7.5 years. And for my own complex trauma. And I found out that, we can have several inner children that hold different memories and different emotions. And this particular one is the Page of Swords. And the sword is our authenticity, our truth, who we are. And so there's a younger part of you that's 4, 5, 6 years old, believe it or not, that knew who you were, knew what you were supposed to do, knew what direction you were supposed to be, what direction you're supposed to be going in, what your true purpose was, just knowing who you really were. And when you get a 7 of Pentacles like this as an overriding energy, when you start feeling, is this really what life is all about? Or questioning, starting to feel, who are you? Is there something else? Is there another part of me that I don't know? And yeah, it's in your shadow, because 95% of, who we are and what we know about ourselves, it's sitting in our shadow, and our shadow's hidden from us. So you only know 5% of who you are. You're only consciously aware of 5%. You can Google that. I didn't make that up. Just Google 5% of conscious, 5% of who you are, of conscious awareness, and you'll see that it's a well-known fact. And so you've got this part of you that's coming up that's like wants to be authentic, needs to be healed. Because there was a part of you when you were younger that wasn't allowed to be who you are, and that's why you're kind of going, there's something else out there for me right now. This 4 of Wands here is in reverse, and in an upright position. The 4 of Wands speaks about walking away from this walled city, right? This kind of the city that's been holding you for so long, and finally being able to walk through these stable wands here, and wands is about moving towards your direction you're supposed to go, your purpose. And this is in reverse here. And so I'm seeing here that, I think there's a real big part of you that wants to go take your life in some new direction. I think you're feeling it. I think you're really starting to feel that there is something more out there for you. This isn't just it, Virgo. This is not just it. And because this is really blocking, there's something there that's almost calling you to come through here, come through these 4 of Wands here, but there's a resistance. It's blocked, and I can see why it's blocked, and we're going to talk about it, what's sitting here right now. You get the King of Pentacles. Well, who is this king? Well, the king in my deck is the ego self. It is the one that will block you that's blocking you, that's telling you there's nothing else out there for you. It's the one that keeps you up in your head. Our ego self is the scaredest part that we have. They are petrified. They're petrified of emotions. They're petrified of taking your life in a new direction. They're petrified of you thinking, what, there's something else out there for me. I know there is, but the ego self will go, no such thing. The ego self will tell you that this Page of Swords here that's sitting here, this younger child of yours that knows who you are and is here for healing. Well, the whole thing about authenticity and finding out who you are is a bunch of bullshit according to your ego self. They want status quo. They want to keep you safe. They don't want you to start to rock the boat and think that, oh, there's something else out there for me. Pentacles is all about the body, getting back into the body and finding out, in order for you to find all of this out, in order for you to heal, you got to get back into the body, where that's where all your emotions are. But this king, this ego self, is going to keep you in your head, so you don't even dare think about, there's something else out there for you. I didn't see this Ace of Pentacles right here. And does it belong here? Yeah, there were 5 cards here. Okay, this Ace of Pentacles wanted to come over here, and I'm like, whoa, we'll keep it over here, right in our shadow, because it's in there. And it's a pentacle, right? So the pentacle, remember, is the body. And I believe, yeah, you had quite a few cards right here. You had 5. Okay, it belonged there. All right, so that's what's going on right now. So you are very much in your head, very much blocking. Your ego self is out, blocking what is trying to come up here. And your belief system is that, you have this belief system. You're just not really, like I said, the 7 of Pentacles, where you're kind of going, there's nothing else out there for me. But there is. There's another side of you. There's another part of you here, and you have this child that needs healing. There's something else to discover about yourself right here, but you don't know it. And I've said that this reading can bring up some stuff where you're not quite aware of it, but it's coming up here from your shadow to say, listen, you need to go into your body and start to find out who you really are. So we're going to do some shadow work here. I'm going to go into your shadow, and I'm going to do a little bit of digging. And we're going to find out what's going on here. So you start off with a Judgment card. I'm not surprised here with this Judgment card. Judgment wants to bring balance. Like there's some balance that's needed here, that's sitting in your shadow as far as you're concerned. And the word balance is coming up for me right here twice. Not only is it written on your card here, and you got the Temperance card, which talks about balance. And then you get the Judgment card here. I have to read. And the Judgment card talks about, it's usually this picture of a angel with a horn calling these people out of their coffins, and this card calls it renewal, but it's like they're trying to wake them up. And so there is a real need for you. The universe is saying there's a real need to wake you up, to make you aware, because you're trying to bring balance to your situation, to make you aware that there is more to you, Virgo, more to you. There's another side of you that you don't even know, and it's sitting in your shadow right here. And it's time for you to become aware of it. And I'm not sure if that was upside down or not. I can't remember. But, if it's upside down, then, there's a real block or real resistance to going in here. But I don't think it was. So, there's another part of you that you need to look at here. And, here's this Ace of Pentacles that was sneaking over here to say that, there's a new offer here. It's an offer from the universe. It's a gift. Aces are amazing because they're gifts we don't even know. Here's your body. It's a new offer that says, you know what? In your shadow, you don't know, but there's a need here to become reconnected to your body. Here's the pentacle. Reconnected to your body, because there's so much here to discover when you go inside your body. You have this 5 of Wands here. Now remember, you have a part that needs healing here. There's a lot of Wands talks about the 5 is a card of conflict, but it can bring about so much change. You have this battle going on. It's not like them taking their batons and their wands and hitting each other. There's this battle of ego, of mine is better than yours, my baton's longer, mine's bigger, I'm stronger. And so there's this real sense of unworthiness that's sitting here in your shadow that needs to be healed. Because when you are a younger child and you're not allowed to be authentic, you're not allowed to be who you are, you can really feel unworthy, right? And so the universe says, well, tarot says also that you've got this unworthiness here, sitting here in your shadow, like it's a feeling of shame, feeling like you don't matter. And here's the 6 of Cups coming up in reverse. And well, what is the 6 of Cups? The 6 of Cups is an inner child card. It's our inner child card in the cups section, right? And it's a card of sixes in my deck. Sixes in my deck have this duality to them. On one hand, it looks like there's giving going on here, and a younger part that's receiving. But I'm seeing here that it's in reverse here, so there's a block here. So you have another inner child, and we talked about this inner child, and I said there were more than one inner child you can have, but there's another part of you, another inner child here that really needs love and attention from you. And how do we give our parts love and attention? Well, they want to be heard. They're younger parts of us that weren't heard when they were younger, weren't paid attention to. No one listened to them. And that's why they feel that they had to put on these masks. That's what we do. This is what the ego self is. We put on these masks and we be somebody else, because they're really blocked here. The Knight of Pentacles behind them comes in. And the Knight of Pentacles is a card about abundance. There's some abundance here. There's something here that you need to become aware of. And I think there's almost like a promise of abundance here coming in. There's more to you that you don't know. I think what people need to know about their shadow is that, when we start digging into our shadow and finding out those parts of ourselves that we've repressed and we've shoved away and put away because we don't like about ourselves, there's also abundance. There's also gifts in there. We find out things that we didn't know about ourselves. Once we start to heal these yucky parts of us that we don't want to know, and these yucky emotions that we don't want to get to, like unworthiness and shame, well, once we start to get back in our body and start to feel some of those emotions, well, there's some abundance buried underneath all of that. You have the 10 of Pentacles. First you have the 9, and then you have the 10. This is in reverse, but in an upright position, the 10 of Pentacles is a generational card. And here you have this Kabbalistic tree of life, this formation of these pentacles. This is from the Jewish culture. It's a card about getting back to your roots and finding out who you really are, because there's so much to learn about where you came from. When we start to look at, our parents, our caretakers, our grandparents, family, what kind of family we came from, generations, we sort of have an idea of what kind of family we came from. But this is in reverse here. This is blocked. And so this usually speaks to me of some generational trauma here. There's something here that's sitting in your shadow that says that there's some generational trauma here that you need to get to, that you need to heal. And so I'm really feeling like there's some inner children that need to heal. There's a sense of your identity of who you were that was lost when you were younger, because there was some trauma that got in the way here. But there's some abundance here. But I think in order to get to this abundance, you've got to look at what's generational trauma here that could have been handed down to me that I don't know about. I'm somebody that has complex trauma. And when I started off my intensive journey 7.5 years ago, I didn't know I had so much generational trauma. I knew there was something wrong with me, but I didn't know what it was. And I found out that I have a lot of generational trauma. And so I think it's very important for us to look at, where is this unworthiness that I have coming from? Where is this coming from? And so I think here that there's another side here to you that you don't know about. There's more to you that you don't know about. And I think this is kind of like, we need to get to this. I know you're feeling like there's more out there, there's something else there, and you're trying to find a middle ground here for yourself. But I think it's kind of like the universe kind of shaking you about going, listen, there's more here. There's some stuff in your shadow that you need to look at. And so how can you start? How can you begin to heal this, what's coming up for you right now, Virgo? Well, we have the Seven of Air, which is the Seven of Swords. And this is a powerful, powerful card. It's called the Thief card. You know, and it shows, it usually shows this individual running away with these swords, and he's holding them by the tips of the swords, you know, which is very dangerous. And this is in reverse for you. So what does that mean, the Seven of Swords in reverse? Well, what are the Seven of Swords? What are swords? Swords is our mental energy. These are the things that we keep in our head, we spin in our head of people that told us stuff, right? So you may be spinning in your head about, because you have this Five of Wands here. And oftentimes, you know, when we're feeling that unworthiness, we definitely need to look at what sort of things are we telling ourselves. And generational card came in as well. And so this is a real wake-up call, this one. You know, there's a reason why you got this Judgment card, because there's a wake-up call here for you. And the universe wants you to start listening to, paying attention to, becoming aware of, waking up to, what sort of things are you telling yourself? Like, I don't matter, I don't belong, I can't do this, there's nothing out there for me, this is it. What sort of things are you telling yourself that are unworthy comments, you know, that really take your self-worth really takes a hit, because you keep on saying these things to yourself, and these things that you're saying to yourself, these swords that you keep poking yourself with, are the things that you inherited in your generational trauma that's sitting here in your shadow. This is not you, and that's what the universe wants you to look at. These things that you're telling yourself, Virgo, are not you. You know, you're looking at this Seven of Pentacles. It says, well, there's something else out there. Is there something else out there? Of course there is. There's another part of you, a big part of you that you don't even know about. But you only know part of who you are. And the part of who you know is what people told you. These Seven of Swords that were handed down to you. And so it's time to take a look at that. When you hear them, where does this come from? You got this King of Wands sitting here as a first card here, and here's the King again. You had the King of Pentacles, and remember, the King of Wands is our ego self. So the King of Wands, the Wands talks about a new direction for you. The universe wants to take you into this new direction. The universe wants you to start to figure out who you are. But you've got this ego self that's blocking that and saying, you know what? This is bullshit. There's no new direction out there for you. This life that you have, this is it. This is not it. Believe me, it's not it. There's a whole new you to discover in your shadow. But this ego self will tell you, this whole thing about, you know, finding your purpose, finding out who you are, your authentic self, that's a bunch of bullshit. Well, it's not. Oh, and here's the offer from a universe. Here's an ace. We talked about, this is your second ace. There's a lot there, you know, to have two aces in a tarot reading saying, you know, here's another chance for you to find out who you are. And here's an Ace of Wands for you. Here's a new chance to go into a different direction, to open up and become awake and aware that there is another part of you, Virgo, to discover. And then you get the Death card coming in at the end. And, you know, you need to really pay attention to this card. It's a major arcana universal force card. It's in reverse because there's a resistance on your part to looking at it. But what is it telling you in an upright position? What are you resisting looking at? Well, when I started this journey about 7 years ago, and 7.5, whatever, when I first started it, and it's with the same trauma coach that I have right now, and she told me at the beginning of my journey, and you know, I almost didn't want to continue the journey with her because she told me that. She said, there are people that you're going to lose on this journey. And it really is a journey that you take by yourself. There's only you that can do this journey inwards. And this is coming in saying, you know what, there are some people that you're going to lose. You're going to put yourself first. You're going to take your life in this new direction. You're going to find that other part of you, Virgo, who they are and who your real self is. And on the way on your journey, you're going to have people that are close to you that won't like your new journey, that won't like the new you, that will be a little bit threatened by this new Virgo that's coming out and putting themselves first for once. And these are the people right here that you're going to lose. And this death card says, you know, there are people that you're going to have to let go of. Because if people don't validate you, if people don't support you on this journey that you're going to take to find out who you are, it's time to let them go. They're not part of your journey. If they're not part of your journey, it's time to let them go. Because you are doing this for you, and you're going to find out who you really are. This is your journey. And you get to do what you want. You get to do what you want. I'm going to call it that. You get to do what you want. Why not? So let's finish this with an oracle card right here for you, Virgo. It was an amazing reading here for you. So let's have a card for Virgo. One last card here. Virgo gets to do what they want. Love that for you. I say that all the time now to myself. I didn't say it before. But now I'm like, I get to do what I want. If I want to have a tarot channel, I get to have a tarot channel. Didn't come easy, by the way. But a lot of healing. All right, one card here. One card for Virgo. They want one card. Wow, it's never been that difficult. Let's see. Let's see what they have. One will come out. Woo! Oh, there's too many there. Put those back here. Okay, we'll give it one more. And if I don't get one, then I will open the deck and pick the one that's on top. But I gotta believe there's gonna be one coming out here. All right, so Virgo gets to be, I get to be who I want. And you're gonna get this one. I like that one for you. I get to be who I want. You get to be who you want. And you know what? You got Squirrel Spirit. And Squirrel Spirit says, believe in yourself. You have accumulated wisdom and experience and are surrounded by all you need. An abundance of resources is available to you through the generosity of spirit and all your hard work. Squirrel Spirit shows up when you need reminding that the acorns you have gathered and stowed away have enormous potential to grow. So relax into knowing there is always enough and you have what it takes to co-create the reality you want to experience. There's a couple questions here, messages here that I'm going to... So the unpredictability of life can shake your confidence in yourself and your potential for handling the challenges that come your way. Does the thought of not having enough or being enough make you squirrely? And that's that not being enough, not feeling enough. That's that Five of Wands here. Have you forgotten all your strengths, your wisdom, and resources? You have come so far on your wits and creativity, making use of all your potential and all that Spirit presents to you to help you through life's trying times. It's time to look back on your life and remember how your needs have always been met for the highest good, even in the most challenging times. You have everything. You have what it takes. You get to do what you want now. It's your life. You get to do what you want. I'm going to leave you with a playlist, I think, on journaling. I want to teach you how to journal. And there's in that playlist, there's some, different emotions in there. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling angry, it just teaches you how to journal from your feelings and to get some of this stuff out, to get to your middle ground so that, and also I'm going to give you a playlist on grounding because you had two kings come out here and those are the ones that, the king's the one that is the ego self that likes to keep you in your head. I want you to get back into your body so you can get in touch with your shadow and what's coming up from your shadow to heal. So grounding and journaling would be awesome for you. And you get to do what you want. Have compassion for yourself. For what you're working through, Virgo. This is the hardest journey of your life healing, but it is the most important one. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.